West African heads of states have put off further sanctions against 3 West African states at a regional summit in Ghana on Saturday. Discussions surrounded the coups in Mali, Guinea and Burkina Faso. The 3 countries are currently suspended from the Economic Community of West African States after a wave of coups that began in 2020. Military leaders in the 3 states said it will take years before a new round of elections can be held. The 50-nation regional bloc has announced plans to meet again early next month to decide if further sanctions will be imposed. They've been calling on the 3 countries to restore constitutional order and hold democratic polls. Right, well, West African leaders say they will continue to dialogue with the military leaders in Mali, Burkina Faso and Ghana with the hope of returning the countries to civilian rule. The sentiments come as the regional bloc, ECOWAS, failed to take a decision to sanction the 3 countries after a deadline to present a timeline for elections elapsed in April. CGTN's Nabil Ahmed Rufai has more.
ECOWAS leaders met in Accra, Ghana to discuss the political situations in Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea. It was yet another meeting without an agreement to either lift or impose further sanctions.
The authority asked the mediator to finalize the negotiation, the discussion with the Malian authorities that will allow the gradual removal of the sanction, the economic and financial sanctions that were imposed. On the timetable of the election, the authority indicated that we need to pursue discussion to find a solution on an acceptable timetable.
While ECOWAS has upheld the economic sanctions against Mali, the leaders say they are concerned about the insecurity and rising poverty in the West African country.
The summit noted that despite the effort of the Malian military security forces, which have made a lot of action to gain some ground, the security situation is still very challenging. So the summit called on all the international partners to increase the support to Mali in terms of humanitarian support particularly.
The ECOWAS leaders have agreed to meet again in Accra in July to review the political situation in Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea. They hope by then the 3 West African countries would have presented their transition plans to hold elections to return to civilian rule. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, CGTN, Accra, Ghana.
Well, let's go live now to Accra, Ghana, where CGTN's Nabil Rufai is standing by with the latest. Of course, Nabil, West African leaders were meeting in Accra yesterday. Talk us through some of the key issues that were discussed and the key recommendations that emerged from the summit.
Well, Lindy, the 2 key issues that were on the table yesterday had to do with, one, the political situation in Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea, and then the stabilization mission in Guinea-Bissau. You'll recall that there was a near coup in Guinea-Bissau, so the leaders had to meet to see how things are going in that country at the moment. But the top for discussion had to do with the political situation in the 3 West African countries, Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea. And the last time the ECOWAS leaders met in Accra in March, they gave a deadline for Burkina Faso and Guinea to present a timetable to hold elections by the end of April 25th. Now that timetable, that deadline elapsed without any concrete presentation from Burkina Faso and Guinea on when they will hold the elections. Apparently, the mission over there from ECOWAS met with the leaders in those countries and they pleaded for more time to prepare themselves to really come up with a timetable. So the leaders actually reviewed this at the summit that was held in Accra yesterday to see if what to do next, because at the last meeting they threatened to impose further sanctions if this particular deadline was not met. But then when they met yesterday, they could not lift the sanctions or even impose further sanctions. They said they are going to continue with discussions and negotiations with these leaders to help them really come up with a timetable to hold elections to return those countries to a civilian government, Lindy.
And I mean, it's quite difficult to determine some of these things at some points, but is there a sense of what the key hurdles or key obstacles are in enabling regional leaders to agree on exactly what action needs to be taken against military juntas in Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea?
Well, Lindy, at a press briefing, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Jean-Claude Brou, actually said the humanitarian situation in these countries is also very dire at the moment. Poverty is still rife, and the insecurity is also a major problem in the countries. Even though the leaders are trying to really tackle the insecurity, they feel these challenges, they would have to address it head on. So going further to impose further sanctions on these countries, they feel will not be in the right step, because already the Russia-Ukraine conflict is pushing the poverty situation in the country, and there's a lot of economic hardship. And they actually called on the international community to support Mali and these other countries to come out of this quagmire. So basically, they are not going to impose further sanctions, but then they will be negotiating and be meeting with these leaders to see how best they can arrive at the same conclusion to come up with the timetable to hold elections. Now, for Burkina Faso, for instance, the former president of Niger, Mahamadou Issoufou, has been appointed to spearhead the negotiations with the leaders in Burkina Faso, the military leaders in Burkina Faso, whereas in Guinea, the diplomat Mohamed Ibn Chambas are also appointed to continue with those mediation in that country. So they hope at the next meeting that will be held in July, they should have some concrete steps in the way forward as to when these countries will return to a civilian government after giving the timetable to hold elections. Lindy.